Hello and welcome to the Filter Galleries section. Now if we take a look at our filters menu, you're going to see a ton of different filters. In fact, there are over 100 different types of filters, and we're not going to go through every single filter in this section. Instead, we're going to focus on the filter gallery, which consists of 47 different filters. And again, we're not going to go through each and every single filter in the filter gallery either, because they are pretty self-explanatory, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. Now, I do recommend working non-destructively, and to do that, what you need to do is you need to convert your layer to smart filters. We can't do that on the background image itself, so what we need to do first is create a copy of our background image layer by using our keyboard shortcut, which is Command or Control and the letter J. That gives us a new layer, and then we can add a smart filter to that layer. It's going to say to enable re-editable smart filters, the selected layer will be converted into a smart object. And we do want to do that, so we're just going to click OK, and then you're going to see in the thumbnail of this layer this little icon right here, and we've gone over these before in the layer section on the 7 different types of layers. And as you may know, this is telling us that this is now a smart object and it's being used for the filter gallery. Now, I just want to also mention that we will have some advanced projects that will go over some of the other filters that we're not going to cover in this section, especially the blur gallery, distort, noise, pixelate, render, and some of the other ones as well. We're going to have projects coming that are going to explain how to use some of these different filters. But for now, we're just going to go over the basics of the filter gallery. So let's go ahead and go inside the filter gallery. Make sure you've converted this to a smart filter. And one other thing is, this doesn't actually work on 2 types of filters, which would be the vanishing point and the lens blur. But it's going to work on all of the other ones. So once you have filter gallery selected, you're going to be taken to a new interface, and you're going to see your image on the left and then all the different filters that are available over here on the left. And all 47 filters are categorized by different types of effects. We have artistic, brushstrokes, distort, sketch, stylize, and texture. And each one of these, of course, is going to give you a different type of creative effect. And the reason why we're not going to go over each one of these is because we can simply click on one of those filters. We actually need to turn it on over here to the right to see that effect being applied to it. And instead of me explaining what each one of these is going to do, it's just easier to go through each one of the different filters so you can see it actually being applied to an image, whether it's this one from the course or one of your own. And that's probably the easiest way to learn what you can do with all these different filters. Now, if you want, you can actually stack filters on top of each other. So in other words, if we come down here and we click on this icon right here, it says new effect layer. So if I click on that, it's actually going to make a duplicate of the current filter that we've applied to our image, but we can stack it with the different ones simply by selecting a different filter. And now both of these filters are being applied to the image. So we can go in and we can actually change this to something else. We can select this one as well and change it to something else if we don't like the effect that we got with that. And then we can make additional changes up here to tweak the settings of that particular filter to our own personal taste. And then this drop-down menu here is basically just all 47 filters in a menu format versus viewing them in a thumbnail view this way. So once you've picked out the filter or filters that you want to apply to your image, all you have to do is click OK, and then Photoshop will add a new smart filter layer to this particular layer here, and then you can turn that on and off as needed. And then you can always go back and make adjustments to these filters that are being applied. By double clicking on that, you'll go back into the filter gallery, and then you can make adjustments to the individual filters that you added. You can delete them if you need to and start over with something completely new. So that's the basics of using the filter galleries. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to use blending modes with your filters so you can create something completely different and unique.